Okay, last lesson we had our blocks all up on the design wall, and we numbered each row, and then we took each row, took the pins out of one row at a time, and we pinned them together. And then I really didn't show you that, you sew them together and press your seams open, because that's a very simple process. I'm trying to keep these little videos without being too long. And what I like to do, now you could do like row 1, sew them together, press them, do row 2, sew them together, press them, then join your rows. But I like to, I get them all sewn and pressed, and then fold it up, and then I'm ready to join my rows one after the other. But you can do whatever you want. It's whatever rhythm you get into. Now what we've got here, let's see, I think I'm on row 11. I always just open it up, make sure, because every other one is going to be a complete. And then these are halves because they're going the other direction. But put it on top. Now I'll tell you what I like. You don't have to do this. You can do whatever you want. But I love these fork pins. These are by Clover. They come in a little plastic turquoise case. But they're really great for when you're joining rows or you're nesting blocks. It grips it and it holds both seams open. So I really do pin a lot when I'm joining my rows. I pin every seam. And I just go down. Oh, my hand's probably in the way, but I just pin every one. And see, it holds these seams in place, and the top and the bottom. Now, what you're doing is you're matching up these dog ears. That's why I said we use the dog ears through this whole process. And if your dog, if it seems like one triangle is a different size than the other, that's okay. You match those points. See, my back one is a little bit bigger. It means, I didn't cut accurately, or I didn't sew a seam a little accurate. But what you're going to do is you match up those dog ears, and then you just ease that in when you're sewing. So it's pretty forgiving. And the other thing is, when we're sewing these, when you come to a point like this, you've got 6 pieces of fabric all coming together in one place. So what I try to make sure is I'm going down and I'm sewing down my row. And if that machine is wanting to push that fabric out because it's thick, you're better off going a thread or 2 bigger seam than less. Because if you go less, so when you turn this over, you're going to have a little belly button. And you want to avoid getting belly buttons. You just want it to lay nice and flat. So that's what I do. I just watch it and see. And really, I'm trying to think if there's anything else you need to know about this. See, when you're doing a video like this all by yourself, I can't just have somebody move the camera because I'm the only one in the room. So I'm trying to break these down into just simple parts just so you can see what it is I'm doing. But that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to pin this all the way down, and then I'm going to sew it. And then I'm going to press all my seams open, as you can see here. All my seams are pressed open. And that's the worst part to me. It's boring. And when I say press, I mean press. I don't mean iron. Because you've got all those seams pressed open, you have to go down with your thumb, open the seam, pick up your iron, and just keep moving it until you get them all open. Then I turn it over and I press it nice and flat. And that's really all there is. That's now you can see the beauty of why we did not sew that center seam in the hexagon. That's so we could do straight rows. Isn't this fun? I just love this process.